Hello everybody and welcome to this week's review of Top Gear Series 26 Episode 1. This series sees Matt Leblanc host the British television show for the final time before buying out and letting Paddy McGuinness and Freddie Flintoff host Series 27, along with motoring journalist Chris Harris, while Rory Reid is pushed back to a secondary presenting role on Extra Gear. That'll be a fun year ahead, won't it? Looking at this week's episode of Top Gear, we get Ferrari, Porsche, a race up a mountain, and a studio guest. And to me, this series feels like it's missing something. Although maybe, and it might not be. I felt though as I was watching the episode that an hour nowadays goes by really quickly on a Sunday evening. Especially since, I don't know, they got rid of the news segment that was prevalent in Series 22, Series 23, Series 24 and Series 25 of Top Gear. I suppose this was only prevalent in the Clarkson era of Top Gear when they actually spoke about motoring news. Whereas in Series 25, 26, 23 and 24 they spoke about nonsense news that has was no relation to the motoring industry whatsoever. One thing I did find interesting though was the speed test that Chris Harris and Matt LeBlanc tested out in Norway. This of course was Series 26 of Top Gear started filming back in June 2018. We know this because of the one article that was posted on the Top Gear website from filming, letting fans know that they're brilliantly funny and chemistry working presenters were off in Norway speeding down a tunnel that they got caught by the police. So that was fun. And unfortunately, this series is the shortest running series in the BBC Top Gear history, whereas originally Clarkson era episodes would have run for 10 weeks with occasional specials. This series runs for 5 weeks and no specials. You slipped up there, BBC. Big time. Not that anybody watches your show or anything. Seeing as how everybody's diverted over to the Grand Tour. Because, the Top Gear legends that you let go are now doing a lot better over at Amazon HQ. Also this week we had Sabine Smits and Rory Reid race up a mountain in Scotland. Sabine Smits was in the souped up version of a Fiat Panda, and Rory Reid took the Suzuki Ignis for a spin. This segment was very interesting. Not as interesting as that on the Grand Tour, but it's only the first episode of Series 26. It's not going to get much more interesting now, is it? No. I realised through this review, I seem to be taking a lot out of Top Gear and referencing a lot to the Grand Tour. I do apologise for doing so, BBC, but you've kind of ruined Top Gear. Oh, I don't know. By letting go of the 3 legends that were Clarkson, Hammond and May back in 2015. I'm surprised I'm still watching Top Gear myself. However, I will hold out for the next 4 weeks and see what the next 4 weeks of Top Gear television have to bring. I've been your host, Jack Nelligan, and this week has been a review of Top Gear Series 26, Episode 1. Tune in next week when I have a preview of the Grand Tour Series 3, Episode 7, where the Grand Tour crew is off to Scotland. Apparently much more interesting than that of Top Gear. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.